Welcome everybody. Welcome to our educational program Amader Pathshala. You know that Amader Pathshala is a very effective one for our learning purpose from 1 to 12 classes, and we are going through regularly to provide you video class. So today I am again with a new lesson on English second paper. Let's go to our topic. This class will be effective for the student for 11 class and 12 class, especially for 11 class, as English subject has been excluded from 12. So today we will learn some grammatical topic. The topic is completing sentence with suitable phrases and words. This will be as number 3 item in your English second paper. So words and phrases. So first of all, we will learn what is the outcome of this class. Learning outcomes. After completing this class, we will learn what is called words and phrases. At the same time, some uses of words and phrases in a sentence. Increasing what power. It will help to increase our what power. So that will be helpful to grab our language. So let's go to first what is called words and phrases. So this one, words and phrases. Word is a single unit of language. So a single unit of language which has meaning. So it has meaning and can be spoken or written. It's sometimes difficult to find. Here are some examples. It's sometimes difficult to find exact the right word to express what you want to say. So it's really tough. So this is an example here. All unit, especially difficult to find exactly all our words in a sentence. Phrase is a group of words which is part rather than the whole of a sentence. So this is not the whole sentence. It's a part and it acts like a one unit, acts like a one part of a speech. A group of words functions like a unit or one part of a speech, like verb or noun. A group of words will act like a noun in a sentence. So this one by one, here some word there. So there, used to introduce the subject of a sentence. There are a lot of uses of there, but which one is very common, that it will come as the introductory word or introductory uses of there. There. So used to introduce the subject of a sentence, especially before the verb be, seem and appear. Here are some examples. There's someone on the phone for you. So someone is there on the phone. So there is or there was, it might be. There's no doubt who is the best candidate. There's no doubt who is the best candidate. Number 3, look at the example number 3. There's once lived a poor widow who had a beautiful daughter. So here the uses of there. So there is no specific meaning of there. If we use it as an introductory word of a sentence, it introduces subject. Next one, we can use it as an introductory word. It's raining, suppose like this. We know the uses of it. It can be a pronoun also. So it has, it's a very common word in our daily English. It. As subject or object, the thing, animal or situation which has already been mentioned. Where's my pen? It was on my desk a minute ago. So here it indicates is the pen. So my pen. So it was on my desk a minute ago. The company was losing money and it had to make people redundant. So it indicates the company here. Next one, there is another uses of word it. It falls to me. So it falls to me to thank you for all you have done for the association. Number 2, the example of number 2, in the library it is understood that loud talking is not permissible. So we cannot talk. So here the introductory it, we are just introducing, it beats me. It beats me how she got the job. So, it beats me. Here in it, introductory it is also an introductory it, and this one is also an introductory it. Next one, it. This is also another use. It's my turn to do it. It's been a wonderful day. Thank you. It's a bit cool in here, isn't it? I think I will close the window. So, this is the usage of it. Next one, as if. This is a phrase, a group of words. It is also a connectors or conjunction, as if, as though. So, here are the structure, basic structure, two structure. Structure 1, present plus as if or as though. We will use after the next clause, after this clause, we will use past indefinite. If we use be verb, then we will use where. This is the most conventional rule. There are some exceptional rules of as if. We will learn it later. This one is another conventional rules. Present, if the starting sentence is past indefinite tense, then plus as if or as though, then we will use a later sentence past perfect tense, in past perfect tense. So, used to describe, and we use as if or as though to describe how a situation seems to be. So, the examples are here, as if or as though. She looked as if she had some bad news. I felt as though I had been lying in the sun for hours. Number 3, he stared at me as if I had been crazy. I had been crazy. Here past tense, past indefinite. So, we are using past perfect tense here. It sounds as if they had a good holiday. So, here present. So, we are using past indefinite tense. So, these are all examples. He stood there as if he was waiting for someone. He stood there as if he was waiting for someone. This is the different rules we are applying. Here we are using past continuous tense. This is also appropriate. He sounds as though he might be getting a cold. So, might be, we can also use modal verb might. He treats me as if I were a child. He treats me as if I were a child. This is the conventional rules, but when we are going to speak in daily language, daily English language, we can also say you are behaving as if you are my boss. So, we can also use present, but as when we are going to complete it, we will follow conventional rules, our traditional rules. Okay? Next one, would rather. So, would rather is another verb phrase we can say, or this is a phrase, would rather, used to show that you prefer to have or do one thing more than another. So, you prefer to do this than another thing. Wouldn't you rather finish it today than tomorrow? So, wouldn't you rather finish it today than tomorrow? He would rather die than let me think he needed help. Then I think I would like to stay at home this evening rather than go out. So, it's a matter of choice. I want to stay at home. I don't want to go out. So, we will use rather than. Number 5, had better. This is also another very important term, had better. After had better, we are going to use a present form of verb if we need a use of verb. A verb used to give advice or to make a threat. So, most of the time we know the usage of had better as advice. When we are going to advise someone, we use had better, but it can be used to give a threat to someone. So, look at this. You'd better go home now before the rain starts. So, it's kind of advice. You should go home. This meaning. So, you should go home or you had better go home. He had better pay me back that money. He owes me soon or late else. This is a threat. you had better start working hard. And number 4, you had better not disturb me. So, this is a kind of advice, but within this there is a indication of threat also. So, next one, number 6, this is mind or would you mind. This is a very common expression, formal request or a kind of offer. Would you mind having a cup of tea, or would you mind closing the door? We can use it in our daily English. Would you mind? Our mind is a common word, mind blowing, mind altering. Okay? Look at this, the uses. Don't mind me. So, here mind is verb. Don't mind me, I am just sorting out some files here. So, I am just sorting out some files here, don't mind. Don't take it otherwise. Okay? If you don't mind me saying so, I think the curry could be a little hotter next time. So, next time the curry should be a little bit hotter. So, this is a kind of suggestion with formal way. Okay? So, in a formal way we are saying, if you don't mind me saying so, I think the curry could be a little bit hotter next time. The special effects in this film are pretty mind blowing, mind altering, mind blogging. These are common phrases, goes with mind, mind blowing, okay, or mind altering, mind blogging. Do you mind? That's my seat you are sitting on. So, do you mind? Just it's a kind of formal request or formal expression. Would you mind having a cup of tea? So, this is not actually a question, this is a kind of offer. Would you mind having a cup of tea? That means it is a kind of offer someone to have a cup of tea. Now, next one, number 7, what was born. So, born. So, this is most of the time when we are going to use born, it will be in passive form, was born or be born, like this. So, look at the example here, she was born in 1950. Next one, we saw a lamb being born. So, being born, here the main verb is saw. So, we are using being born, a phrase. Okay? Diana was born into an aristocratic family. Anna was born and brought up in Dhaka. So, these are the uses of was born. We are going to use it in passive form most of the time. Next one, number 8, here. This is also a very common form of verb, have to. It is also called modal verb, have to, has to, had to, like this, or semi-modal verb. There are two sounds like have or have. Stronger one is have. I have a lot of friends, have. Or we can say have. I have few friends here, like this. So, there are two sounds, short, stronger sound and smaller sound or weaker sound. Okay? I have to go to Manchester tomorrow on business purpose or on business. I have to go. So, this is urgent. What time have you got to be there? So, when do you need to reach there, like this? Have you got to be there? We can use got, or we can just omit it. It's our sentence pattern, it's our choice. Okay? The meaning is same. We will have to start keeping detailed records. So, we will have to start keeping detailed records. Jack is ill, so they had to change their plans. They must change their plans, or they had to change their plans. Have to or has to. There are some, we have already said that it is urgent, or we are mandatory, it is mandatory to do it, but if we use some word just within have to or has to, the meaning will change a little bit. Look at this. People who sell drug to kids have a lot to answer. Have to answer or have a lot to answer for. So, we can use some word between have or to, a lot, only got, like this. Some specific word we can use between have and to, have to or has to. If you want any help, you have only to ask. You have to ask. This is a kind of pressure, but this is an easy thing to do when we are going to use only between have to. So, you have only to ask. This is just easy work, you need to ask. Okay? You have only got to look at her face to see that she is not well. She is not well. They have yet to make a decision. This is another use of have to and has to. Let alone. Another phrase is let alone. So, what does it mean? Let alone, used. It is used after a negative statement, most of the time negative statement, to emphasize how unlikely a situation is. Unexpected situation, okay? We do not expect like this thing. Some people have never read a newspaper, let alone a book. So, it is very unexpected that someone will not read a book. So, here like this, he cannot walk 1 kilo, let alone 10 kilos. It is unthinkable or unimaginable. Okay? So, let alone 10 kilos. Just let bygones bygones. This is a phrase, you need to memorize it. Okay? So, let bygones bygones and be friends again. Okay? I was trying to keep the party a secret, but Mel went and let the cat out of the bag. So, let the cat out of the bag means said someone, or it is not secret at all right now. Okay? So, let alone. Another one is as soon as. As soon as, there are a lot of phrases like this, as soon as much as, or as far as. Okay? So, this one is very common that you are going to face. At the same time or a very short time after. As soon as I saw her, I knew there was something wrong. There was something wrong. If you do something as soon as possible, you do it as quickly as you can. So, as soon as possible means as quickly as possible. Through the example, I am just indicating that. It didn't cost as much as he said. So, it didn't cost as much as. This is another one. I am not going to use another slide. So, we can use like this phrase, as soon as much as, or as well as, okay, as far as. We know. We didn't play as well as we did against France. So, these are the common uses of as dot dot as. Here we can use soon, mass, well, for, like this, or sooner or later, like this. There are a lot of words through which we can learn some new sentences. Here number 11, no sooner had dot dot than. This is also a conjunction and it creates a complex sentence, and it is also the previous slide. If we look at as soon as, the alternative structure, negative structure is no sooner had. So, no sooner had dot dot then, to show that one thing happens immediately after another thing. So, but in a negative structure. No sooner had I started mowing the lawn than it started raining. We can also say it through using as soon as I started mowing the lawn, it started raining. The meaning is same, but the structure is affirmative one and this one is negative one. Clear? Okay. No sooner had I entered the class than the student stopped gossiping. So, these are the negative structure. No sooner had we reached the college than the bell rang. No sooner had. And I should mention it that please look at this, the word then, not then. We will not use THEN. We will not use this. Why? Because here the comparative form soon, sooner, soonest. So, here the comparative form sooner, that is why we are using then. Okay? There is no actual meaning of then here in this sentence. We are just using this for comparative form of sooner. Okay. Now, what if? This is another one, a phrase, what if. It is also a conjunctional word. used to ask about something that could happen in future, especially something bad. So, what if we are going to use this kind of phrase what if or conjunction when we think something negative, we think about something negative. What if the train is late? We will not say what if the train comes earlier. We are not we will not use like this. What if the train is late? What if you don't pass your exams? Okay? So, in negative sense we are going to use what if. A kind of confusion, a kind of tension will be expressed through this sentence or through this pattern. What if we could not reach there in time? So, what will happen then? What is the impact? Okay? Number 14 here, what's like or what does dot dot like. So, this is the meaning. Ask to someone to describe someone or something to you. What was her husband like? Okay? What was the weather like? It rained all week. We have seen their new house. They haven't you? You have seen their new house, haven't you? What's it like? So, here we are trying to know about someone or something, or we are going to use what's like. Okay? Used to, this is another use of words and phrases. Used to, we are going to use this one when we are going to refer past thing or habitual fact in past. Used to show that a particular thing always happened or was true in the past, especially it no longer happens or is no longer true. So, now it doesn't happen, it happened earlier. Okay? He used to live in Glasgow. So, now she doesn't live in Glasgow. Okay? She used to love cats, but one attacked her and she doesn't like them anymore. So, right now she doesn't like cat because of earlier experience. Okay? So, this there is another usage of used to. Look at this, we will compare this used to and be used to. Be used to indicates a habitual fact or a present situation, used to do, and I am used to doing. So, if there is be verb or get become like this verb before used to, we are going to use a verb with ing form that is called present participle. So, look at the examples, then it will be clear to you. I used to live alone. What does it mean? I used to live alone. I live alone in the past, but I no longer live alone right now. Okay? But if I say I am used to living alone, what does it mean? I live alone and I don't find it strange or new because I have been living alone for some times. I am habituated to it. Okay? This kind of activities. So, this one indicates present situation and this one is past time, and it doesn't happen right now. Okay? Number 17, lest. Lest conjunctional literary word in order to prevent any possible that something will happen. So, let us a kind of confusion or thinking. They were afraid to complain about the noise lest they should or might annoy the neighbors. So, we are going to, after lest, the next clause will be starts with subject plus should or might, then present form of verb, the neighbors. Okay? So, lest. You know, when we are going to use it? To prevent any possibility that something will happen. We will just try to prevent this one. That is why we are going to use lest. Okay? This one, it is time, it is high time, it is about time. A lot of expressions are there, but all are same, and there are some structures. It is time, it is about time, it is high time. Here I have used, but I did not put it here. It is time to go home. So, when we are going to use it is time plus infinitive. So, to plus the present form of verb, but if we use subject, it is time or it is high time, it is about time. After this we are going to use a subject, then we will turn the main form of verb in past form or V2. It is time to go home. it is time for us to go home, same meaning. Okay, so this is not subject. Look at this, just to arise, to make it clear, I am using this. It is time we, here the subject, so we are using the form of go, in second form went. It is time we went home. It is time to go home, and it is time we went home. The meaning is same, okay, but the structure is different. Here infinitive, and here subject plus V2 or past form of verb. It is high time we clean the windows. What does it mean? We should clean it earlier, but if we don't clean it later, it will be quite impossible, or we will be negatively affected. Okay? So, it is about time he did something instead of just talking. Okay? So, we have learned 18 rules in this class, and here we will do some exercise. Let's try it. I think you will be able to do it easily. First one is, who can answer? Let me think. I will give you for few seconds only, so that you can just have a look and try to find out the suitable answer. Okay? There is foul smell in the room, dash opening the windows. So, what will be the answer? Yes, the answer is, would you mind opening the windows? We know that would you mind, after would you mind, if we use verb, it will be ing form. Tomorrow I will be very busy, so I will say goodbye now, dash don't you see again. Then what will be the answer? In case. Okay? You dash educate all and work hard to develop our country. We dash. We have to educate all. We have to educate all. Nobody likes Karim at all. She talks as if, or we can say as though. He knew everything. Okay? What will be the answer? Number E. The poor will continue to suffer, dash. So, we can say unless they are illiterate. Nobody likes you here, dash they left this place. As long as they, we can say as long as. So, these are the work. Here this one you will do it at your home, this one, the later one. Okay? So, this one you will try, and this is the end of for this class. Okay? So, next class, sorry, this is the end of the class, and thank you very much for being with us, and at the same time I am hopeful that I will come as soon as possible with a new item in our next class. Okay? Thank you very much again.